Morning students, today we are going to start a new lesson, that is Albert Einstein at school. It's written by Patrick Pringley. He was born in 1917 and he is a very famous writer. He has written Jolly Roger, that was the famous book of his, and it is the present lesson is an extract from the biography of Albert Einstein named The Young Einstein by Patrick Pringley. It's a portion taken from which book? The biography of Albert Einstein. What's the name of the biography of Albert Einstein? The Young Einstein. Who had written it? Patrick Pringley. Here we go. Albert Einstein is regarded as the greatest physicist since Newton. In the following extract from The Young Einstein, the well-known biographer Patrick Pringley describes the circumstances which led to Albert Einstein's expulsion from the German school. The present lesson is about the bitter experience of the great scientist at his own school in Germany. In what year, Einstein asked the history teacher, did the Prussians defeat the French at Waterloo? This was a history period and the history teacher asked a question, the date in which the Prussians defeat the French at Waterloo. So, and see the Albert Einstein's answer. I don't know, sir. Why don't you know? You have told it often enough. You have been told it often enough. I told you so many times in the class. Why can't you answer the question? I must have forgotten. Did you ever try to learn? Asked Mr. Brown. Brown is the social studies teacher. No, sir. Albert replied with his usual unthinking honesty. Why not? I can't see any point in learning dates. One can always look them up in a book. So he doesn't believe in by hearting the the date, because always people can refer the book and find out the dates. That is the answer given by whom? By Albert Einstein. Mr. Brown was speechless for a few moments. You amaze me, Einstein, he said at last. Don't you realize that one can always look most things up in books? That applies to all the facts you learn at school. You amaze me, Einstein. I am really surprised about you, Einstein. Don't you realize that one can always look most things up in books? That applies to all the facts you learn at school. So, who did not like the answer given by Einstein? Mr. Brown. Yes, sir. Then I suppose you don't see any point in learning facts? Frankly, sir, I don't, said Albert. He doesn't believe in learning the facts. Then you don't believe in education at all? Oh, yes, sir, I do. I don't think learning facts is education. Whose opinion is this? This is the opinion of Albert Einstein. He said that he doesn't believe that what learning facts is education. In that case, said history teacher with heavy sarcasm, perhaps you will be so kind as to tell the class the Einstein theory of education. So, very sarcastically, sarcasm means making fun of. The history teacher making fun of whom? Making fun of Einstein and asked to tell him the class about what? The Einstein theory of education. Albert flushed. Flushed means little ashamed, became red. I think it is not the facts that matter, but ideas, he said. I don't see the point in learning the dates of battles or even which of the armies killed more men. I would be more interested in learning why those soldiers were trying to kill each other. Very good answer given by whom? Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein said that he doesn't believe in learning facts, and he started giving an example. He said that there is no point learning the dates of the battles. It is better to learn why the soldiers were killing each other. That's enough. Mr. Brown's eyes were cold and cruel. Who did not like the answer? Mr. Brown. We don't want to lecture from you, Einstein. You will stay in for an extra period today. Although I don't imagine it will do you much good. It won't do the school any good either. You are a disgrace. I don't know why you continue to come. I just can't make out why are you studying in this school. You sit here one more period, extra period, because that is a punishment given by the history teacher. It is not my wish, sir, Albert pointed out. Albert was very frank. He said that it is not my wish studying in this school. Then you are an ungrateful boy and ought to be ashamed of yourself. I suggest you ask your father to take you away. So the history teacher said that if you don't like this school, you ask your father to remove you from this school. Albert felt miserable when he left school that afternoon. Not that it had been a bad day, most days were bad now anyway, but because he had to go back to the hateful place the next morning. He only wished his father would take him away, but there was no point even asking. He knew what the answer would be. He would have to stay until he had taken his diploma. He was not interested in staying back because every day he is having miserable days in the school. But if we will ask the father to remove him from the school, what will be the answer given by the father? It's better to take diploma, then you discontinue that school. Going back to his lodgings did not cheer him up, even if the place where he used to stay, that place, when he went there, he reached there, he was not happy. His father had so little money to spare that Albert had been found a room in one of the poorest quarters of Munich. Quarters means area. Where do he stay? He is staying in the poorest areas of the Munich because his father did not have much money. He did not mind the bad food and lack of comfort or even the dirt and the squalor. Squalor is the dirt. But he hated the atmosphere of slum violence. Why don't he like that place where he is staying? Because a lot of slum violence is there. It is very dirt. No comforts are there. His landlady beat her children regularly, and every Saturday her husband came drunk and beat her. What is the another story going on at the place where he is staying? His landlady used to beat her children very regularly. Not only that, her husband used to be drunk and beat this lady. A lot of violence is there. But at least you have a roof of your own, which is more than I can say, said Yuri when he called round in the evening. At least to live among civilized human beings, even if they are all poor students, said Albert. They are not at all civilized, Yuri replied. Did you not hear that one of them was killed last week in the duel? And what happens to the one who killed him? Nothing, of course. He is even proud of it. His only worry is that the authorities have told him not to fight any more duels. He is upset about this because he has not a single scar on his face to wear for the rest of his life as a badge of honor. Ha! Exclaimed Albert. And these are the students. Well, you will be a student one day, said Yuri. Now, he is speaking about one of his friend called Yuri. So, when he was narrating the condition of the place where he is staying to his friend, he said that at least you have a room to stay, which is more than I can say. That's only answer Yuri had for whom? For Albert Einstein. Then Albert Einstein saying that you are living among civilized human beings, you are living in a better place. Then Yuri is telling him about the place where he is staying. The students used to fight among themselves, and the one person was fought in a duel and he got the wound also, and a lot of authorities, the incident was reported to the authorities, and there were questions, but only the person was very much worried because there is no scar. He just wanted to show off the people and be proud of it. Albert exclaimed, and these are the students. You are saying these are the students? Well, you will be a student one day, said Yuri. I doubt it, said Albert gloomily. Gloomily means sadly. I don't think I will ever pass the exams for the school diploma. So he is saying that he is not sure that he will pass for the diploma, Albert Einstein. He told his cousin Elsa the same next time she came to Munich. Normally, she lived in Berlin, where her father had a business. So, generally, his cousin Elsa is staying in Berlin, but he is to come and visit whom? Visit Albert Einstein in Munich. So, she told her also it's very difficult for him to pass the diploma. I am sure you could learn enough to pass the exams, Albert, if you tried, she said. I know lots of boys who are much more stupid than you are who get through. They say you don't have to know anything. You don't have to understand what you are taught. Just be able to repeat it in the exam. So Elsa said that this very even the people, students, those who are having less intelligence also used to pass the examination. Only thing you have to do is you have to by heart the facts and you have to write the examination. That is the whole trouble, said Albert. I am no good at learning things by heart. So who is not agreeing in that fact thing? Albert Einstein. You don't need to be good at it. Anyone can learn like a parrot. You just don't try. And yet, I always see you with a book under your arm, added Elsa. What is the one you are reading? So Elsa is asking, you don't like to learn all these by hearting things, but which book are you carrying? A book on geology. What's geology? Study of earth. Geology, rocks and things. Do you learn that? Elsa is so astonished. No, we have hardly any science at school. So that is the only problem who is facing Albert Einstein. In his school, there is no science at all. Then why are you studying it? Because I like it. Isn't it that a good enough reason? Elsa sighed. You are right, of course, Albert, she said. But it won't help with your diploma. So Elsa said that you are interested in science and you are reading science, but it would not help you for the examination or passing the diploma course. Apart from books on science, his only comfort was music. Albert Einstein was not only interested in science, he was interested in music too. And he played his violin regularly until his landlady asked him to stop. He used to play the regularly violin, but sometimes the landlady used to ask him to stop the violin. That wailing gets on my nerves. She says wailing. Wailing means the crying sound of the violin is disturbing her. There is enough noise in this house with all the kids howling. She used to say, my children are howling. That sound is also enough for me. So you please stop playing the violin. Albert was tempted to point out that most of the time it was she who made them howl. But he decided it was better to say nothing. First, Albert thought that the landlady generally beats the children. That's why the children are crying. But he did not express. He just kept quiet. I must get away from here, he told Yuri after 6 months alone in Munich. It is absurd that I should go on like this. In the end, it will be turned out. I have been wasting my father's money and everyone's time. It will be better for all if I stop now. It is absurd that. It is absurd means it is silly. It is very silly of staying here because I will be wasting whose money? My father's money and people's time also. It is better I should quit this course. And then what will you do? Yuri asked. I don't know. If I go to Milan. Milan is a city in North Italy. I am afraid my father will send me back. Unless his eyes gleamed with a sudden idea. Yuri, do you know any friendly doctors? He is asking. He is planning something to quit this course. Who is planning? Einstein. He is asking the help of Yuri. Do you know any doctor friend? Do you have any doctor friend? I know a lot of medical students and some of them are friendly, said Yuri. Doctor, no, I have never had enough money to go to one. Why? Suppose, said Albert, that I had a nervous breakdown. Suppose a doctor would say it is bad for me to go to school and I need to get right away from it. So, he is planning to meet a doctor and get a certificate to discontinue the school. If the doctor is saying that he is suffering from nervous breakdown, what will happen? He can leave this course. I can't imagine doctor saying that, said Yuri. I must try, said Albert, to find a doctor who specializes in nerves. So, doctor, which doctor he is actually planning to meet? A doctor who is specialized in nerves. There are plenty of them, Yuri told him. He hesitated for a moment and then added, rather reluctantly. Reluctantly means unwillingly. I will ask some of the students if they know one, if you like. So, Yuri is ready to help whom? Help Albert Einstein. Will you? Oh, thank you, Yuri. Albert's eyes were shining. Wait a moment. I haven't found one yet. So don't convey the gratitude and all. I did not find a doctor for you. But you will know. In future you will find no. And if I do, I don't know if he will be willing to help you. Yuri said that if I find a doctor also, I am not sure that whether that person will be ready to help you. He will, declared Albert. I am going to have a real nervous breakdown to make it easier for him. He laughed merrily. I have never seen you looking less nervous, remarked Yuri. Yuri said that I never found you less nervous. A day or two at school will soon put that right, Albert assured him. Certainly, he had lost his high spirits. High spirits means enthusiasm. And when Yuri saw him next, I can't stand it any longer, he said. I really shall have a nervous breakdown that will satisfy any doctor. I am really fed up of this school. So I am really going to have a nervous breakdown. So it will be easy for the doctor to give me a certificate. Keep it up then, said Yuri. I have found a doctor for you. So who had found a doctor for Albert Einstein? Yuri had found a doctor for Albert Einstein. Actually, for what purpose? The doctor is supposed to give him a certificate saying that he is suffering from nervous breakdown. So he won't be able to continue the diploma course. You have Albert's face lit up. Oh good, when can I see him? I have an appointment for you for tomorrow evening. Yuri said, here is the address. So Yuri had given the address and the appointment date. He handed Albert a piece of paper. Dr. Ernest Whale, is he a specialist in nervous troubles? He asked. Not exactly, Yuri admitted. As a matter of fact, he only qualified as a doctor last week. You may even be his first patient. He just completed his house urgency, isn't it? So you must be the first patient. You knew him as a student then? I have known Ernest for years. Yuri hesitated for a few moments. He is not a fool. He wants Albert. You cannot make him fool. You cannot act that you are suffering from nervous breakdown. What do you mean? Don't try to pull the wool over his eyes. Pull the wool over his eyes means cheat him. That's all. Be frank with him. But don't pretend you have got what you haven't. Don't pretend that you are suffering from nervous breakdown. Not that you would deceive anyone. You cannot cheat anyone. Yuri added, you are the world's worst liar. Then you will be the worst liar. Albert spent the next day wondering what to tell the doctor. He is planning now. Who is planning? Albert Einstein. When the time arrived for his appointment, he had worried over it so much that he really was quite nervous. He was actually planning for what? The doctor's consultancy, and because of that he became very nervous. I don't really know how to describe my trouble, Dr. Well, he began. Don't try, said the young doctor with a friendly smile. So, Yuri has already given me history of the case. Now, Einstein didn't get a chance to tell him about all the story. Doctor himself said that Yuri informed him everything. Oh, what did he say? Only that you want me to think you have had a nervous breakdown and say that you must not go back to that school. Oh dear, Albert's face fell. He shouldn't have told you that. Why not? Isn't it true then? Actually, who did not like it? Yuri told all stories to the doctor, Einstein. Yes, that is the trouble. Now you will say there is nothing wrong with me and you will tell me to go back to school. So you know everything. That means you will ask me to go back to school. Don't be too sure of that, said doctor. As a matter of fact, I am pretty sure you are in nervous state about that school. So I am very sure that you are not very nervous in that school. But I haven't told you anything about it, said Albert, wide-eyed. How can you know that? How do you know about my condition? Because you wouldn't have come to see me about this if you hadn't been pretty close to nervous breakdown. That is why. Now, said the doctor briskly, if I certify that you have had a nervous breakdown and must stay away from school for a while, what will you do? So now the doctor is asking him if he will give a certificate saying that he should stay away from the school because of his what? The nervous breakdown. What Albert Einstein will do? I'll go to Italy, said Albert, to Milan, where my parents are. So he said that I will leave this place and go back to my parents' place. And what will you do there? I'll try to get into an Italian college or institute. So how can you without a diploma? The doctor had a doubt. Doctor said that without taking diploma, how can you join a college or institute? I will ask my mathematics teacher to give me something about my work, and perhaps that will be enough. I have learned all the maths they teach at school and a bit more, he added when Dr. Well looked doubtful. So, Dr. Whale looked doubtful. So, when he asked, he said that he had learned all the mathematics and he will take the help of mathematics teacher and he will ask him to give a certificate. That is sufficient for him. Well, it is up to you, he said. I doubt if it will come off. But I can see you are not doing yourself or anyone else much good by staying here. So, doctor said that he also understood there is no use of staying back here. How long would you like me to say you should stay away from the school? Would 6 months be all right? It means the time period. The certificate should specify that he has to take rest for a certain period. This is very kind of you. It is nothing. I have only just stopped being a student myself, so I know how you feel. Here you are. The doctor said that I was a student just a few days before. So I knew very well that how you feel. Dr. Whale handed him the certificate and the best of luck. He conveyed him best of luck. How much? He asked the fee. Nothing. If you have anything to spare, invite Yuri to a meal. He is a good friend of mine and yours too, I think. So the doctor said that he doesn't need any any fees. Only thing is you ask him to offer a dinner to whom? Yuri. Albert had no money to spare, but he pretended he had and he took Yuri out to supper. Isn't it wonderful? He said after showing Yuri the certificate. So, who was so excited? Albert Einstein was so excited and he showed the certificate to Yuri. Yes, it is fine, Yuri agreed. 6 months is a good period. So, how many months certificate, how many months rest is offered by the doctor? 6 months. This way, you won't actually be leaving the school. So, if the worst comes to the worst, you will be able to come back and carry on for your diploma. I will never go back to that place. The Yuri said that if you change your mind, you can again come back this place and do the diploma. But Albert Einstein was very sure. He said that he will not come back. I am going to take this certificate to the head teacher tomorrow and that will be the end of it. I will go and meet the headmaster and give the certificate to him. Don't forget to get a reference in writing from your mathematics teacher first, Yuri reminded him. He said that please get a certificate from whom also? From the mathematics teacher also. Mr. Koch willingly gave Albert the reference he wanted. When he went and met the mathematics teacher, he was ready to give him the certificate. If I say I can't teach you anymore and probably you will soon be able to teach me, will that be all right? He asked. He said that, shall I write that? If I say I can't teach you anymore, you learned everything whatever I know. So, and probably you will soon be able, that means your knowledge in mathematics is better than me. Shall I write that? Is it okay for you? That's what the teacher asked whom? Albert Einstein. That is saying too much, sir, said Albert. Albert felt little shy. He said that don't say that much. It's only the truth, but all right. I'll put it more seriously. So, mathematics teacher said that I will make a very good reference for you. It was still a glowing reference and Mr. Koch made the point that Albert was ready immediately to enter a college or institute for the study of higher mathematics. This is the reference letter given by the mathematics teacher. I am sorry you are leaving us, although you are wasting your time in my class, he said. Mathematics teacher said you are wasting your time in his class. Why? because mathematics teacher knew that he learned everything from him. Now he can't learn more from the mathematics teacher. It is almost the only class where I am not wasting my time, said Albert. But how did you know I am leaving, sir? So mathematics teacher said that he has to go, it is better to go and join somewhere else. So he asked, when did you know that he is leaving the school? You would not have asked me for this reference otherwise. Mathematics teacher said that you are leaving the school. That's why you asked me for the reference letter. I thought you would wonder. There is nothing to wonder about, Einstein. I knew you were going to leave before you knew yourself. Albert was puzzled. What did the teacher mean? He soon found out. Before he had a chance to ask for an interview with the head teacher, he was summoned to the head's room. He was actually supposed to ask the permission to go and meet the head teacher, but he was called. Well, it saves me the trouble of having to wait an hour or two outside, he thought. Otherwise, what he has to do? He has to wait for the permission to meet the head teacher. He hardly bothered to wonder why he had been sent for, but vaguely supposed he was to be punished again for bad work and laziness. Well, he had finished with punishments. He was wondering that he will be called for punishments. But I am not going to punish you, the head teacher said to Albert's surprise. But as Albert thought that the head teacher is going to give him punishment. But the head teacher told him that he was not going to give him punishment. Your work is terrible and I am not prepared to have you here any longer, Einstein. I want you to leave the school now. That is, the headmaster said that we don't need such a student in our school. So you please leave this school. Leave the school now, repeated Albert, dazed. That's what I said. You mean, said Albert, that I am to be expelled? Do you mean that you are going to expel me? You can take it that way if you wish, Einstein. The head teacher was not mincing his words. The simplest thing will be for you to go to your own accord, and then the question won't arise. So it is better you leave this school yourself. That's what who said? The headmaster said. But, said Albert, what crime have I committed? So Albert wanted to know the reason why he is asking him to go out of the school. Your presence in the classroom makes it impossible for the teacher to teach and for the other pupils to learn. So what did the headmaster said that you are an irritating student in the class. You refuse to learn. You are in a constant rebellion. Rebellion means opposition to authority. And no serious work can be done while you are there. You are in the class means the teachers can't teach lessons. That's what the allegation given by put by whom? By the head teacher. About whom? About Albert Einstein. Albert felt the medical certificate almost burning a hole in his pocket. I was going to leave anyway, he said that. So he said that you don't want to expel me. I am leaving myself. Then we are in agreement at least, Einstein, the head said. For a moment, Albert was tempted to tell the man what he thought of him and of his school. Then he stopped himself. Without another word, holding his head high, he stalked out. He stalked out means he walked proudly out of the classroom, whose room? Out of the head teacher's room. Shut the door after you, shouted the head teacher. The head teacher said, you close the door and go. Who ignored? Albert ignored him. He walked straight on, out of the school where he had spent the 5 miserable years. He went outside the school where he spent how many years? 5 miserable years. Without turning his head to give it a last look, he could not think of anyone he wanted to say goodbye to. He was not even attached to even a single student of that school. Indeed, Yuri was almost the only person in Munich he felt like seeing before he left the town he had come to hate almost as much as the school. Even he don't like that place also. Elsa was back in Berlin and he had no other real friends. So he has to only say goodbye to whom? To Yuri. and Elsa is already left. Goodbye and good luck, said Yuri when he left. So, Yuri was there to see him off. That time Yuri said what? Goodbye to and good luck. You are going to a wonderful country, and I hope you will be happier there. So, who is wishing that? Yuri is saying that Albert Einstein is going to a wonderful country, and he would be very happy in that particular place. It's a very simple lesson. I hope you understood. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you.